Hi, Sheila.
Hello. It has been far too long since I've gotten to do that.
We have missed the hello from our Sheila. And welcome everyone else to our next edition of Incarnation Alive. We are so excited to have our very own Sheila Herlihy with us, and we're excited to get to know her a little bit better. How are you doing today, Sheila?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Still working from home by and large. So, I've got my setup, my not weird Zoom screen. We're good.
Yeah, everyone now has this one corner of their room that is perfectly clean and presentable.
Exactly. That is my life.
We should do another segment of what's behind the square, Incarnation Alive.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Well, as we're getting to know more about you and your home, let's learn more about the inner Sheila. Good
Perfect.
segue, right? Sheila, I have to say, I need to share a little secret with you. Don't tell anyone. I think you're my favorite in the office.
I am honored. Don't worry, I won't tell anybody.
No one has to know. And so, thinking about our favorites, Sheila, who's your favorite saint?
That's hard because I love a lot of saints. But so I talk about this a lot. It may be obvious. I am a secular Franciscan. That's what this little Tau cross around my neck means. And that means I definitely have a special place in my heart for St. Francis of Assisi. I really admire his voluntary poverty, his service to the poor, his reaching out, his peacemaking, his wanting to build connections where other people thought there couldn't be connections. So I love Francis of Assisi. I also really love St. Oscar Romero of El Salvador. Before he was blessed, before the beatification process started, I had heard his story, and it was incredibly powerful and really showed me how faith is demanding. And he really also challenged the culture of the time, challenged the government of his time, and was martyred for it in 1980. And I really, really appreciate both of those two saints who I feel like direct the justice and the charity sides of my job in a way.
Yeah, and to know you, Sheila, is to completely understand how those two would be your favorite saint. The passion that you have for the community is so clear in so much of what you do. We get to see a lot of your justice and charity work here in the office and as a parish community. But when you're not out fighting crime and feeding the food insecure, what are you doing in your spare time?
Well, there are those who would argue there isn't much of it. But I keep busy. Yeah, I live in a house with 3 other people, and we try to do kind of an intentional community setup. So we share dinner once a week. We check in with each other. We share chores. We have chickens in our backyard and gardening. So I like being a part of that community and getting to, especially during quarantine, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't living with people, because I am an extrovert, so much of an extrovert. So I love hanging out with friends. I enjoy dancing.
Yeah.
I have been spotted more than once dancing in the hallways of church, sometimes waiting for Mass to get out, sometimes just walking down to food ministry, and dancing seems more efficient. So I
What kind
love,
of dance do you do, Sheila?
I do swing dance. Dance of the 30s and 40s. It's a good old time. I highly recommend it. Come on out. I also do blues dancing and salsa dancing, kind of Latin dance flavor. My boyfriend and I go and do that a lot. So
That is so much fun. See, it's all starting to make sense now. It seemed like, that game Trivial Pursuit, Sheila, where there were all the little pieces in that one little circle. That's
yes,
always what I think of you as, a lot of different parts. And now it's all coming together. I'm
the
feeling
miscellaneous category. I am the miscellaneous.
you're a super cool human being. Definitely
you.
why you're one of my favorites.
I just got demoted to one of your favorites, and that's really okay because I know how much you love everyone else in the office.
I think I just outed myself. Sheila, you have really great roommates and a really great passion for dance and the community. Tell us about how you came to this place, how you journeyed this far in your ministry to bring you to this place where it all comes together in the work that you do here at Incarnation.
Yeah. So I was born. No, I don't need to go that far back.
Fast forward.
But I went to Franciscan high school, where I, did community service hours, learned a lot about that spirituality. It really resonated with me. And then studied abroad. After college, I did 2 years of full-time service with Franciscan Volunteer Ministry, which is kind of like AmeriCorps, but Catholic and Franciscan. And so I spent 1 year working at a soup kitchen in inner city Philadelphia, which was just incredible. I learned so much. I got to know such amazing people. And then my second year, I worked at a parish in Delaware where I did prison ministry, migrant ministry, and hospital chaplain work. And you can kind of see how those have plugged into migrant ministry here at church and, prison outreach and pastoral care. So when I found Incarnation, I was like, this is a perfect fit. Not just dealing with the symptoms of injustice in the charity side of things, but also working with the core and the structural stuff. And yeah, I'd never heard of Charlottesville. I didn't know anyone here locally, and I came down here, and now I've been here 7 years.
A lot of people do that, throw a dart and it lands in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Type of a maneuver, but once they're here, they stay. And so, yeah, you definitely fit here in Charlottesville, Sheila, and it's clear, especially watching how you fit between both halves of our community. We are a 50-50 parish, both English and Spanish, and it is clear how comfortable you are within the languages of both halves of our community. How did your fluency become so strong?
Well, I took Spanish in high school and also in college. And I studied abroad when I was in college in the Dominican Republic. It's funny, I tell the story, I only declared a Spanish major because I am indecisive. And I got an email saying, you are not allowed to register for classes until you declare a major. And I was like, but I don't know what I want to do with my life. But I knew I wanted to study abroad. So I was like, that'll get me, I'll be at least close to having a Spanish major. I'll just declare it and see what happens. So I did that. But yes, I think studying abroad, being immersed, helped a ton with fluency. And then, now I've worked with Spanish speakers for pretty much since then, for the last 10 years.
Wow. Well, Sheila, we all know right now that our worlds are becoming so virtual, and a lot of students are struggling with that virtual sort of experience. But your story definitely is encouragement to say, study hard, immerse yourself, practice, challenge yourself. And so let's end on that. Sheila, it has been such a joy to see you this morning, and for all of us to get to know you and your heart more. And so it was great. Thanks, Sheila.
Sounds good. Thanks, Erica. Bendiciones a todos. Blessings to everybody.
Bye, everyone. Stay tuned for our next episode of Incarnation Alive, coming soon.